Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how I did some of these trees. So for the first one, we're going to duplicate this one here. This is using 160 key lime, 161 green leaf, and 162 laurel green. These are the color concentrates. You need to shake them, okay, until they liquefy. They are thixotropic, meaning they congeal and they kind of set up against the walls of the bottle. And so you need to shake them and agitate them or mix them up so that they are more fluid. And then what I've done is I've come in on each one of those and just added a little bit of water. The darker the color, the more water you may have to add. Okay. And then I'm using the large semi brush. You could use any size. And I'm just going to touch it to my water. And I'm going to start with the light color and work towards my dark. And so I'm just going to add some here and there. And the reason I thinned the product down is so that it would fall in these deep crevices on this textured piece. So what I've done here is I've rolled out, this is porcelain clay, and I rolled some out and then added the textured pen. So it's like a woodland or trees. And so I added the medium color, and now I'm going to add some of the dark value, which is the 162. And I'm kind of just mushing it. I'm kind of pushing down on the brush so that it fades into some of the other areas so that it's not so strong. But I do want to kind of get it here and there. I'm going to rinse my brush and come back with a little bit more of the middle color and the lighter one, the 60. And then I'm going to take and do the edges with the darker, the 162, so that it kind of gives it a frame. So this is just a real quick way. You could, it doesn't have to be ornaments, but you could decorate anything with texture with your color concentrates. You can use your color strokes the same way. Just remember that if you use the color strokes on the back of a piece, I wouldn't recommend it. If you do and it's textured, wipe it back so that it leaves just a little bit down in the crevices. But if it's a smooth back, I would not put the color strokes on the back because they have enough frit in them that they could stick to your shelf. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and then I'm just going to grab a little bit more water on my brush to create a wash. A real thin application because it's a dark color. It doesn't take much of it to stain the bisque, so to speak. Get some of that down in, whoops, that, oh, I'm dropping everything, down in the hole where I'm going to put the ribbon. Some of you may have like the ornament hooks that you put in. Those will work too. Then I'm going to take a damp sponge, and I've been doing quite a few of these, so my water is a little dirty. Wipe back the excess. Now, I want more of that dark to stay on there, so I can come back in here. And I switch to the small sumi. I'm going to add a little bit more. Maybe I want it completely on that. Constantly change the direction of your sponge, meaning turn it as you're wiping back and antiquing areas, because you get too much color on your sponge and then you can't, you're just moving the color around, not removing it. Okay, back, just wipe it back. It'll stay. Mine, I left the canvas texture on the back of mine. Okay, so you can see, here's one that's kind of dry, and in another video I showed you this color combination. So you've got the 160, 61, and 2 on this one here. This one has 163, 4, and 5. So it's more the sagey colors. But a fun way to do a piece, and then you can, after it's dry, you can clear glaze, or you could just leave it as is, and you can fire it and it'll be fine. It'll have the color there. You don't have to clear glaze it if you like that matte finish. All right guys, enjoy. I look forward to seeing what you create.